I'm doing this on my phone. This is your daily tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for everyone. Well, no, it is for anyone. It's for anyone who is drawn to the message. I'm doing this on my phone, so there might be more trolls that come on. I am getting prepared to travel tomorrow, and so my computer is packed, and I don't want to dig in my in my suitcase. This is a tarot card reading that energy will pull you to. So it is definitely a message for you if you're drawn to it. We're going to start out with a little bit of the astrology. My other, everything is packed. So this weekend was pretty rough for me. I had a real big, I was supposed to leave on Saturday, but I was denied entry into an airplane with my dog, who is a service dog. And she's had over 500 hours of advanced obedience training, specialized training to help her stay focused on me and interact in high volume, high intensity, high stimulation environments. And when she was behaving completely and totally within when she was behaving completely within her gamut of how she's supposed to be, appropriate behavior, two officials at JetBlue just rammed me with questions that I thought were completely inappropriate, and when I answered them in ways that I knew how to answer without revealing too much about my challenge, they told me that the answers weren't appropriate, and I'm not really sure what script they're reading from, but and they don't make transparent what kind of training they've had, but they denied me the right to use a dog that I need to be able to sit still for 5.5 hours to 6 hours. So this horrendous experience throttled me, and I didn't really know what to do about it. I feel I've contacted the DOT, who has actually gotten back to me. They're on a long wait, so I'm going to have to wait for them to actually talk to me. One attorney's office has gotten back to me, so I'm still looking to find some lawyer who has the balls enough to represent me, because I don't know if it's JetBlue that I have to sue or if it's the federal government who is allowing this, but the kind of treatment that I experienced at the hands of these two people was something that threw me off all weekend. It made me lose my appetite. I went between having to cry and having to sleep the whole time. I didn't really know. I didn't really know what else to do. I was just kind of in a fog. Luckily, I was able to get a flight out tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. I'm going, and hopefully I won't get harassed, or I've never had an issue with kisses before. Because she's well trained. I've never had an issue with her before, and it seems every 6 months the FAA is finding a reason to change what they'll allow. Or finding ways to jump through loopholes and find a way to allow air carriers to treat people with disorders in need of service dogs differently, but not only just disorders, not only just service animals. I've heard people treated horribly who were quadriplegics, who needed wheelchair assistance. I mean, just there's a full gamut of, I don't know how well they're training their staff, or how even if they have the best staff on now, when they're scraping the bottom of the barrel and they just need anybody to work. Clearly, these two were bottom of the barrel and uninformed and hate-filled people. And, I tried to keep my cool there, but I ended up having to leave and rearrange my schedule. And this was not vacation I was going on. Everybody knows I was going to see my mom, who is sick with a heart infection, and she needs care, and she is in care now. But, we have a lot of family stuff that we have to do out there. So it was already a stressful situation for me, and there was no consideration for the human. There was no understanding of the condition, and there was no compassion whatsoever. And so, I am complaining everywhere I need to complain. I got home could not reach JetBlue for 2 days. For 2 days, they had me on hold for 2 hours each time. I waited over 14 hours for them to get back to me on their live chat, which they say is supposed to give me a direct response. There was no response. I ended up finally getting in touch with somebody on their Instagram feed, where they took down my information and said they'd file a report, but that the reports they file, they don't allow. I was like, but it's my file, I should have access to it, and they denied me access to that. So I want to know what information I should have access to. All of this, it's about me, it's about my case. And they're saying I don't have any access, and I'm like, I know a lawyer would be able to get access, but where's the lawyer? Where's the lawyer who's actually like deciding to help me? I called San Diego's branch of the ADA, American Disability Act, and Advocates for the American Disability Act in San Diego, and they actually were supposed to get back to me by the end of the day, but once again, I guess they're busy too, and they did not get back to me. So I guess I'll call them tomorrow. I'm just like, I keep getting pushed around, and I keep getting nobody listening, or hey, we have long lines, so you're just gonna have to wait in them. And happy birthday, Doug Danny. I guess that's how people treat people with disabilities. Is like, hey, we have a long line, you're just gonna have to wait in it. And it's heartbreaking. And my biggest fear was, how am I gonna travel, right? Because I use my dog. I train my dog to travel with me. And I mean, it was expensive training, and it was hard training. For 3 freaking weeks, Kisses was like laid in the dirt. For me, it was like Navy SEAL training for her. You know, I mean, she went through a lot to be able to learn the behaviors that she needs to show in public while she's with me. And I mean, I went with her, and I trained with her every week. And I don't understand why they think they're expert enough to, or that they have a right to even make these decisions. So ultimately, thank you, Erica. I really don't want a cheering section. I know that I'm right, and I know my rights. So what I want is help, because at this point, I don't need people to cheer me on, and I don't need people to tell me that I'm right. I need people to email me or volunteer their legal services. And of course, you know what? When we sue them, you take the cut you need to take, because for me, it's more about defending people that need to be defended and sticking up for the right way to treat people with disabilities. And that's what I need. So if you have any of that information, please email it to me. Or if you are an attorney of any kind, please email that to me. Like I said, I'm already talking to one attorney's office, but the attorneys review cases, and it seems to me that they just choose the ones that are going to be like easy money. And that's not what I need. I need somebody to help me go up against the mammoth that is the airlines, and maybe even the federal government. And I don't have anybody that seems brave enough to do that right now, and that's what I'm calling for. I'm calling for somebody who is brave enough to do that. So today is the 4th, and I told you on the 4th and 5th, Mars is in perfect conjunction with Saturn. All of this is while Mercury is in Aries with the Sun and Chiron. I know the world is trying to make us stronger. I know the world is trying to expose lack of integrity. And, you know, people who outwardly say, I do this for the greater good, when in reality, they're just doing it because they're legally have to, and they're like, they have no compassion whatsoever. We actually talked about that on Friday. And so I think that people's integrity or lack thereof will be exposed. And ultimately, that's all I have to say. So yeah, if anybody's watching this, then definitely email me. It's BornWithoutBoundaries@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm looking for people who would actually take this case, not hey, I know how you're feeling, or you might want to reach out. No, I just actually people who are looking to take this case. I need somebody with balls as big as mine, because I will take this all the way. I have suffered from this disorder since I was 8 years old. It's gotten increasingly worse, and I do not, I should not have to jump through the hoops that I have to jump through because the federal government and the airlines are ignorant enough to not know the full spectrum of what service dogs are used for. And they have this new rule that says they don't have to honor ESAs, or emotional service animals, which is basically a blanketed and hidden discrimination against people with mental disorders. It's nothing else. The argument is that ESAs are not necessarily trained, because an ESA is prescribed by your therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist. And so the psychiatrist says, yes, this could be used as a therapy dog, but they never assess the dog. And so the FAA put out new paperwork to require you to put down who has trained your dog. And I put that information down. They had that information in their hands a month before, and yet they grilled me and thought they had a right to assess my dog's performance at the gate, not at the gate, but at check-in, when I have all my paperwork out and all my stuff all over the place, and there's another dog up on a scale in front of her, and she's being well behaved with her butt up against me, which she's supposed to do, and just sniffing. She's sniffing, and he's like, that dog's distracted, and she would never be distracted if she was a service dog. My dog wasn't distracted at all. She wasn't. She was totally acting within the range of her expectations, and it was fucking sick and sad. And I gotta tell you, so this is what happened, and that's why I wasn't on right away. But I'm gonna get into the cards, and let's go. This is your daily tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for everybody who needs to hear it. Let's see what God has to say. We have Four of Cups, which means that you're kind of distracted and maybe unsure, or not really satisfied with what is being offered. And so maybe you don't realize the offer that's been put in front of you, or how valuable it is. And then we have Ten of Swords, which is heartbreak, sadness, endings, just completely over, finished, done. Something has caused you as much pain as you're going to allow it to cause you. It's a total and complete ending. And then we have, okay, who wants to come out first? Okay, we have Five of Cups, which is basically crying over spilt milk, even though something should be over and the pain should be done. There's a disappointment here. There's a disappointment that you keep looking at instead of seeing the goodness that's behind you. And then we have King of Pentacles, or just something that's really disappointed you, really made you heartbroken, and you're having a hard time seeing the silver lining. The King of Pentacles is here. This is somebody with a great deal of authority and a great deal of income, and like almost like Daddy Warbucks. He's really successful. And then we have Three of Pentacles. So this is hard work and building something and creating something, working really hard on something that people appreciate. Can be entrepreneurship. It could be. And then we have Eight of Swords in the central. This is our central energy, feeling like we are left alone, like we're on our own, like we have been completely abandoned and disrespected. Though a lot of it has to do with our thoughts. And then we have Five of Pentacles here, which is, feeling also left out in the cold, feeling like we're left with nothing, feeling like, maybe having financial problems, okay, all right. And then we have Seven of Pentacles. So this is hard at work, working hard. Usually Seven of Pentacles also means that you're working hard, but you're not getting anywhere. You don't feel like you're getting anywhere. and maybe we need to do things differently. And then we have Wheel of Fortune. So karma is here. So creating your own karma, making your own karma happen, generating a specific amount of energy. And then we have Ace of Cups. So a show and demonstration of love, like just handing it to you straight from God. And then we have Knight of Cups, which is somebody showing they care, or deciding to show you care. And then Two of Pentacles, where we have changes in finance, changes in money, or basically just trying to figure things out. Maybe even figure out in some ways how you feel. This is an interesting energy, God. Can you clarify the Eight of Swords, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Swords, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Swords, please? This is my Golden Girls deck, by the way, y'all. I love this deck. We have Temperance and Ten of Wands. In other words, I think you've tolerated something for too long, and I think that's what's keeping you sort of isolated, is that you've been burdened for too long. You've been trying to make it work, and you're taking on too many burdens to make something work, and that's what's isolating you and keeping you away from others. Yeah, sometimes the Ten of Wands is very like martyrdom-esque. You're trying to do too much. There's too many responsibilities. And Temperance is, trying to find a way to make the impossible happen, right? When really what you have to kind of admit is you've just taken too much on. That kind of energy. All my favorite cards are packed. So we're still gonna get into this, dude. Remember, my original plan was to already be in Connecticut. But God, what else do you want us to know right now? Trust the Nigel. That's what God said. That's what Spirit is saying. What is the niggling feeling? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So it's that little feeling deep inside of you that you just can't let rest, that won't let you rest, that something's wrong here, something's bothering you, something's going wrong. And trust it. That's what Spirit is saying. Trust it. Trust that something's off. Hi, Carolyn. Trust that something's off, because something is off, and trust where it's leading you. That's what it's saying. And then birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So trusting that irritation, trusting that anger, or that frustration, that nagging. This is niggling is British, more English. Over in the States, we call it nagging. Trust that nagging feeling. If it won't leave you alone, it's because you're supposed to pay attention to it, and that's what's creating a new you. It's how you're breaking through. It's kind of like what the butterfly feels when it knows it's about to come out of the cocoon. So essentially, all this frustration and hurt is trying to tell us something, and it's just a process that we have to go through. We have riding, so we have going somewhere, could be traveling, but it's also, going somewhere, like going places, right? Movement. And then we have food, which is could be indulgences, or having a good time. Even it could be just a message from Spirit that you are headed toward success and celebration. So don't give up, right? And you can't give up with that nagging feeling inside of you. The nagging feeling doesn't allow you to give up, even though it's just such a burden. It won't allow you to give up. And then we have Angel of Miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. This is what we get. Open your heart and expect a miracle. Okay. My ignorant ass, open your heart and expect a miracle. Can you tell us a little bit more about this? No, I know not to ask, so I'm not going to. Anything more than Spirit has to say then? Open your heart and expect. Sometimes this is the thing. This is the thing when, oh, there's 21 people. Okay. when you're experiencing things that make you feel this way, that make you feel shut down, make you feel like, you know, nobody cares or whatever, when you're experiencing those things, you don't feel like believing in miracles. You honestly feel like everything's shit, right? So you kind of just have to like honor your feelings and help yourself get through it. And then we have balanced forces. This is about things will balance themselves out. And then the violet flame, which is all about the crown chakra. So things are coming in, or things that are going on beyond your control, that is essentially trying to balance things out. It's almost like divine purpose. This could have bigger implications in your life than just what you're dealing with now. So it's all part of a bigger plan. Awakened awareness is like waking people up, or wake yourself being woken up and seeing something that you hadn't seen before, or becoming aware of something that you hadn't seen before. And then realm bridger. So this is, you know, traveling between two different universes, or traveling between two different stages in your life. This is definitely a transitional stage for you. Like I said, the caterpillar to the butterfly. You're going into, this is like going into a deep state, or a deeper state, or a deeper place than maybe you planned to go. Go as deep as you have to go, I think, is essentially the message from Spirit. And then we have, look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Look at your own reflection, and then honor the lineage. Look in the mirror and honor the lineage. So something may have been going on for quite some time, especially it may have been going on throughout your family. And this is the time when you are able to heal family karma, or like generational curses, right? Are coming to an end. They're healing, and maybe you're being defended from the other realm. It's interesting how it ends up connecting or communicating with us. I definitely want to take these cards and see what they have to offer. Let your light shine. Let your light shine is what's come out. And then grounding. So grounding is really necessary right now. Tell me about it. Grounding is when you use the earth to connect you to calm and peace. You know, putting your feet in the ground. And thank God I got to spend time on the beach today, right? Just like grounding yourself and rooting yourself in faith. But grounding is actually putting your feet in the earth, so that you can take all these free radicals floating around in your body and let the earth like neutralize them for you, because the earth is built that way and will do that. So it's kind of saying, hi Sherry, it's kind of saying that that's kind of what they're suggesting. And then we have let your light shine, and that's coming up in the future. I think that in a time when you feel is your darkest hour, it might be the time when you get to shine the brightest. And a lot of times it's not as glamorous as we think it's going to look, but most certainly what comes out on the other side is beautiful. So hold on. We have angel wishes. Your children are the greatest gift of all. They teach you more than you teach them. And that is so true. And, you know, it's interesting because when my son was threatened to end his career, he didn't give up. He was going to look for he read everything, and he refused to give up. And my son has been a constant inspiration, an absolute warrior, and he is amazing. And yeah, he's definitely inspired me to not give up. That's true. So that's a really interesting and beautiful message from the angels right now. I'm going to stop it here. I can't read the comments, unfortunately, on my phone. That's why I don't like to do it on my phone. Yeah, I don't like to do it on, I don't know. I don't like to do it on my phone because of this, because it's kind of kooky and crazy, and now it's paused. I don't know. I'm going to get off though, because I do have a lot to get done. I just want to say thank you for joining me. I will be on here at some time tomorrow. I'm traveling most of the day, so it's probably going to be later on in the day again. And when I mean later on in the day, you know, I'm over on the East Coast time at that point. So, you know, it could be around this time, you know. So just an FYI. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I love you so much. And if you can share that information with me, that would be great. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.